gun people. Ponytail police. Look, she got a little ponytail. She's a sergeant. She was killed with her own gun, begging for her life. Her partner was shot. She ran away. They caught her, took her gun, and killed her. Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of heat for this, but I'm sorry. I've been saying for decades, we give these women cops guns. They can't even defend their own gun. My biggest fear working as a cop is I'd always get killed if my female showed up and let some criminal take the gun from her because she had no business carrying a gun, had no business doing the job, and she was promoted or hired because of what bathroom she uses, what color she is, or who she identifies. Oh, did I mention this woman, when she died, she left her wife? Not that that matters. I really don't care. People want to make this into a racial, sexist, bigot thing. It's about accountability of government, lowering the standards and hiring incompetent people and paying and promoting. Oh, did I mention she was a sergeant? Oh, well, let's get to the story.
Prosecutors want the death penalty for the...
Prosecutors want the death penalty. Aren't we always told by government that violence is never the answer? I mean, isn't that why they want to take our guns? Because they don't want to give up their guns. They don't want to give up their high capacity or their assault weapons. And violence is never the answer unless government wants it. Food for thought.
The two people accused of killing a Bradley police officer. Sergeant Marlene Rittmanic.
Got two cute dogs. I'll give them that. Oh, look at the little stars. Anyway.
On the right with her wife, was killed Wednesday at a hotel. Today, her family released a statement saying, quote, Marlene believed in people and her ability to speak to the community with respect.
Yeah, she was begging for her life, treating them with respect right before they shot her in the head and killed her with her own gun. Yeah, that always works. Great job. We should, make this woman a hero and try to make a mirror image of our entire society on treating evil, bad people with respect. Yeah, that'll work. Perfect.
Meet them where they are in life. Try to understand their true needs and work together to find a solution.
I wonder if she tried to find these people's true needs that took her gun and killed her. Well, let's see.
Darius, Sullivan, and Xandria Harris are accused of killing the sergeant. Illinois doesn't have the death penalty, but Kankakee County prosecutors are asking for federal murder charge.
Okay, so this is a big problem that I've always had with our government is government's supposed to get one bite at the apple. If the state charges you and convicts you, the federal government can come in, charge, and convict you. That's two bites at the apple. The whole purpose behind that is because our founders knew that government becomes tyrannical in power and they can ruin a man and they can investigate the shit out of him and cost him money and make him lose and go bankrupt defending himself against a tyrannical government just because they don't like his tweets. But anyway, I digress. They have charged 8 people in these cops. One guy bought the gun that was used, and they charged him.
Against them, so the death penalty is an option.
So, since the feds have the death penalty and the state doesn't, this is where government ignores the people. Look, Illinois doesn't have a death penalty. The voters voted for that. That's what they want. These crimes were committed in Illinois. Well, because government doesn't like and doesn't respect the voters, they now suddenly want the death penalty because he killed one of their government flunkies, and now we're going to give it to the feds. And we'll take federal money, and we'll cut some deal, and we'll let the feds do more, and we'll let the feds stomp on the Constitution, and we'll cooperate with the feds to come in and victimize our citizens because the feds are helping us out because we want the death penalty now, even though the voters said no. Typical government BS. So if you look at the way the government describes what happened, it's a little different. We see that Sergeant Marlene was shot and killed as she and another officer investigated a noise complaint, a barking dog. The officers had responded to a hotel. Reports of a barking dog left unattended. They located the room where the vehicle's owners were staying, contacted the occupant. During the encounter, the occupants attacked and shot both officers. The sergeant and the other officer were transferred to the hospital. It doesn't mention that they shot her with her own gun because she couldn't hang on to it and couldn't defend it and shouldn't have been a cop and shouldn't have been carrying a gun. I tell people that all the time. Criminals can get guns anytime they want it. All you got to do is find a female police officer. I've never met a female police officer that I couldn't take her gun. Never. Any 18-year-old kid in high school can take a female police officer's gun. And I said this before, and some blue-line little suckbutt comes here crying, man, I can't believe you're telling criminals to take cops' gun. I'm not telling them to take it. I'm telling them they can take it, and that's a freaking problem, okay? If you lay your gun in the middle of a busy intersection and somebody picks it up, you laid it there. If you put a gun in a bunch of females who can't control their gun or keep their gun in order to be PC and make people feel good, and then when their gun is taken and another officer is killed or other people are killed, then you cry, oh, it wasn't our hiring standard. It wasn't our lowering the standard. It wasn't we hiring people because of what bathroom or who they're married to or what color they are. No, that's not the problem. Guns are the problem. Well, that's because you're an idiot. So apparently there's body cam footage out there of this, but because it made this female officer look so weak and bad, they're not showing it. But let's get the story here, not from the police website to where they were both attacked and they were heroes and they were overpowered and they both died because of the mean. But no. Learned that two were staying in a hotel, went to their room. According to police, Sullivan allegedly shot Bailey in the head after they knocked on the door. So this tells me allegedly shot Bailey. Bailey is an idiot for standing in front of a hotel room door when you knock on a door. Any police academy, one-on-one training, never stand in front of a door you're knocking on, no matter what the call. I don't care if I'm going there to give you something for freaking, because you won the lottery and I'm going to give you, or I don't stand in front of doors when I knock on it. Hell, I don't even do that as a civilian now. But as a cop, it's just stupid. So this dumbass stood in front of the door. When they knocked on the door, the guy shot through the door and hit him in the head. After he knocked on the door, shot him in the head, okay? Sullivan also shot and struck Rittmanic as she fled. As she was running away screaming, I shot a fire! I shot him! Help! My partner shot it! You notice that her partner Bailey was not critically wounded. He lived. But she left him and fled. That's not being really reported. And the body cam is not being let out. Little earning the hate here from government transparency. Sullivan and Harris chase. So the two chased him down. They caught up with her. Both worked to disarm her. They took her gun because she was panicking and running and tripping and screaming and being the typical female sergeant. Remember, she was promoted. She was the best they had. Who encounter caught on the body-worn camera, but we're not allowed to see. Then the two suspects stood over the wounded officer and killed her as she begged for them to spare her. Gee, that's shocking. How many videos I've done where women cops, as soon as they get in a situation, they beg. They think that'll work. They're either screaming and threatening to send you to a room and I'll arrest you and I'll call all the males to come put you in cuffs, or they're begging. That's about it. Was pleading for him, just leave. You don't have to do this. Please, just go. Please, please don't. We know this because they've seen the body cam footage. Well, we don't. She was desperately pleading for her life. Yeah, well, pleading got her dead, which is why I tell people don't plead, fight. But we tell female officers that all the time, and yet they always plead. Shot her with her own service weapon. She was shot twice in the neck. Bailey sustained critical injuries and continues to fight for his life after his partner, the sergeant, ran away and left him to bleed. Oh, I'm sorry. It doesn't say that. I just kind of surmised that's probably what happened. But we don't see the footage, so whatever. Both suspects charged, and I bet, let's see, I think there was other people. Who's the guy that got charged for buying a gun? So now the government's bragging, 8th person charged in deadly shooting of the female officer that ran away and left her partner and then gave the suspects her gun to kill her. That's what the headline should say. I just kind of, made that.
A purchaser is arrested in the deadly shooting of a Bradley police sergeant. Prosecutors say Jerron Shannon bought one of the firearms used in the shooting that took place last December. Sergeant Marlene Rittmanic was killed in the shooting. Officer Tyler Bailey was critically injured. Shannon is now the 8th person.
Man, is that her? Her hair grew out a little bit, I guess, after she got married. Anyway, so you notice that they're going after this guy for buying a gun, and it doesn't say anything about how he knew they were going to kill it or how they came. Suppose they stole the gun from this guy. This guy's getting charged. It's not showing his picture. This guy's getting charged for buying a gun, and they're calling it a straw purchase. I want to know how they know that. Because a straw purchase is if he went in and said, hey, I don't really want this gun. I'm buying it for this guy. He bought it. Or unless he said, I got money. Or unless his partner in crime, the person that killed him, they ask him where he got the gun, and he says, oh, this guy got it for me. I gave him the money. Then they can make a case. But if they just track the gun back, that who bought this gun, and they went to this guy, I'd like to know some history behind this. And where are the other 6 people that got arrested? We know the 2 shooters got arrested, and we know he got arrested. He's the 8th person. The media probably won't ask this. It's kind of, it's that transparency thing. We have to trust the media. All right, we'll end this here with lack of transparency and the government hiding their incompetency that set these poor people up to take her gun. If she could have held her gun, they wouldn't have killed her. Why don't we blame the cop for not keeping her gun? We want to blame guns. They don't even have a mind. They're not hired. They're just a machine. And we blame guns all the times. But now that a female loses her gun and can't hold, we don't blame her for not keeping her gun. Perfect. We'll end that there. More great government protecting and serving the shit out of you.